current state of Kaldor has led many to believe our society will collapse within a matter of months. Some argue weeks. The heads of the city council still give no reasoning for the decay we have found ourselves in. Many extremists are looking to the so-called cult of Kaldor, referring to the original rulers of the city when it was founded 75 years ago.
Would you care for some coffee, sir?
No thank you, V3.
There are 3 R's in referring, sir.
What? Oh, yes, of course. It's getting late. I think I'll just finish off this paragraph.
Are you sure you will not have any coffee, sir?
No, I'm fine, V3. However, despite these rumours of ancient cults and a city on the brink of destruction, one fact still remains. The council is hiding something. After the deaths of 3 of its 5 members and the destruction of the city, the remaining 2 have returned to their homes or stay loyal to their cause, residing in the council tower. The seclusion would suggest that the council is trying to hide something. What that something may be, we have yet to discover. V3, would you mind? I said I didn't want any coffee. No.
Is working properly. Sounds a bit odd.
What? Since when did you become an expert on Type 40 TT capsules?
I'm just saying, it didn't sound like that when we left Challenger 3. Where are we, anyway?
I'm not sure. I set the coordinates for the Platinum Palaces of the Ovatriacs, but we seem to be a little off course.
How little?
A few million light years? To be honest, I think we've moved in time, not so much space. She's been doing that a lot recently. First with that business with Griel, and now...
So I'm still on Earth?
Yes, and from the looks of it, not one of its most pleasant places.
Doctor, when you invited me aboard your ship...
Hang on a minute, you invited yourself.
Yes, but you didn't do much to deter me, did you? Admit it. You want someone to talk to. Must get a tad boring in that thing.
I do like inviting people along to travel with me, yes, I admit, but not having them forced on me.
My point is, I was hoping to see the universe, see creatures beyond my imagination like the Silurians, not end up in an alley that smells like a waste disposal chute.
Don't get tetchy with me. You're as bad as my granddaughter.
I can see why she stayed on Earth.
What?
You're too young to be a grandfather.
Look, this isn't the way to start off a friendship. If we're going to make this work, we have to learn to get along, even if things go a little wrong. Agreed?
Yes, Doctor. Shall we have a look around?
Wonderful. You see, that's the Emily Moore I remember. Come on. Right, hand over your credit bars. I'm sorry. You heard me. If the world's coming to an end, I want to get as much out of it as possible.
The world's coming to an end? What on earth are you talking about?
Look, I ain't here for pleasantries, love. Now hand over your credits before you regret it. This is really quite interesting. You say the world is coming to an end. You asked for this, you frock-coated ponce. Charming.
Look, we have no money. We've only just got here.
Not my problem. A most timely intervention, Mr.
Commander Ridgway, Kaldor Security Force.
Did you say Kaldor?
Yes, this is Kaldor City. Now, look, you'd best get back to your home. The city is no place to be roaming about at night.
Why not? What's going on here?
Are you serious?
We've only just arrived here. Well, wherever here is.
You're in
Kaldor City. One of the most influential cities on the planet.
Where it was. The richest and most successful people on the planet used to live here. Now, lawyers and bank clerks are roaming around the streets, stealing money, food, you name it.
But a collapse on this scale is impossible. Doctor, if this city was so successful, how could something like this happen?
I have a feeling in my gut, and it's not a good one either.
Sir, we make contact.
Good. Let's move out.
We're coming too.
This isn't a place for civilians.
You're quite right, but nevertheless, if my fears are correct, then you'll need my help.
And who are you?
I'm the doctor, and this is Dr. Emily Moore.
I can't see you being of much assistance.
I happen to know a great deal about electronics, computer programming, and robotics.
Well, I guess you may be of help after all. Stay close to us at all times.
What was all that about robotics?
If I'm right, you'll find out soon enough.
We found the body, sir.
Show me. Strangled.
Yes, sir. He was working at his computer when he was murdered. But when we got here, the computer had been wiped.
Very thorough. But no links to the cult?
It would appear unconnected.
What's that on his hand?
Confirmation of my fears.
I do wish you'd stop talking in riddles. It's infuriating.
It's a corpse marker.
Don't mind her. It's a robot deactivation disk. They use them in the factories when robots are going off for repairs. They nicknamed them corpse markers.
A rather warped sense of humour.
Tell that to the murderers sticking them on people.
It's exactly the same.
What is?
Vok robots having their programming broken down, murdering people. Just like on that sand miner.
That's what it looks like.
But robots can't kill. It's clearly someone playing games.
How does that explain all the other stuff that's been happening then?
Look, Emily and I are out of the loop. Let's start right from the beginning. I was on a sand miner, where the Vok robots began to kill people. A robot revolution being led by Taran Capel.
So?
So? What do you mean, so? How can Vok robots still be allowed to function after it became clear their programming could be compromised?
It was covered up. The mining companies didn't want to hear it. Robots function better than people, cheaper to maintain, and more money can be made using them. They made up some story to the press and just carried on.
So what are these mining companies doing about this now?
That was years ago. The companies went bust. Kaldor is now, or at least was, the capital of robot construction and wetware.
I'm sorry.
A form of artificial intelligence, correct?
Yes, it's in everything. The doors, computers, everything. That's when all the trouble started to happen. Household items, technology, it all started killing people. Just appeared to be accidents at first. A freak of technology.
That's the trouble when you try to make a door handle cleverer than a human being.
As it continued, people realised something was wrong.
The city council didn't take much interest, especially when their members started being murdered.
So this man was a member of the council?
No, he was a journalist, which makes his death all the more strange.
Why murder him, you mean? Well, let's find out.
It was wiped.
So you said, but it might still be retrievable. Like this, you see?
What is this?
Incriminating journalism? It appears he was onto something and someone else didn't want them finding out.
He mentions a cult of Kaldor. Who are they?
Show them.
Another shall die this night unless other lands are met. The cult of Kaldor has spoken.
When the first council member died, this was transmitted across the city.
Have you traced it?
Technological shutdown. We can't trust the equipment.
Did you meet their demands?
Yeah, 500,000 credits sent into an encrypted anonymous account. For all the good it did.
Another 2 council members have been murdered since, and there's always been a transmission asking for more cash. They've been announcing it before we've had time to realise the deeds have been done.
And yet this death had no announcement.
No, his editor had informed us he hadn't stopped by to hand in his work and was concerned.
What do you think, Doctor?
First things first, we need to trace the transmission of this cult, and then I want to see the council.
No one sees the council anymore. The citizens would mob them.
Then I shall use my charm to persuade them otherwise. But there's more to this than just malfunctioning technology and a money-grabbing cult. The robots are being reprogrammed to murder people, which means advanced understanding of robotics. The people who have been killed are of key importance to the running of this city. Something is either trying to bring down your society or control it. And the robots are just the beginning.
Any more updates?
Councilman Mayen has assigned himself to his personal quarters.
No one has been in contact with him?
All security feeds show that the councilman has had no outside contact.
That makes things much easier. What about this cult business?
We are still unable to detect the cult's whereabouts.
Very well. I'll call you if I need anything.
Yes, sir.
The journalist, Hengel, is dead.
I know.
Then you'll also know that the slander against the council has been wiped.
That is incorrect.
But the robot was programmed to...
Murder Hengel and delete the article. Someone was able to reconstruct the files.
That's impossible. Once the thing is gone...
Nothing is ever gone completely, Kershaw. Such skills are possible, and not beyond my own abilities.
That means we're dealing with someone who is a computer genius.
Precisely. Therefore, they must be found and destroyed.
Robots?
Why haven't you deactivated them?
They're still useful.
They're also murdering people.
Unfortunately, the council don't see it that way.
They run the robots. They have the deactivation key.
Marvellous. So what happens if one of these things decides to start strangling you?
We lock and load and aim for their heads.
Shoot it. The military's answer to all of life's problems.
We must locate this new element.
They must be acting with the Kaldor security force.
This human is far too intelligent to be a mere security chief. I shall hack into one of the robots based there. It shall be my eyes and ears.
Give me some good news, Sam.
Good and bad. Lutheran has eased down in the western quadrant, and a rogue dem has been shot down.
Dumb.
Robots incapable of speech, like that one over there.
So what's the bad news?
The bad news is, we've had another message from our cult.
Another member of the council shall die if our demands are not met. We ask for 500,000 credits. In return, the destruction of the city, which we created 75 years ago, will cease.
So what do you think?
We can't possibly give in to these demands.
But if it stops this,
Are you completely mad? What makes you think you can believe that? Someone puts a hood on their head and says they can sort out all of your problems for money.
Emily is right. I know you're desperate, but there is more going on here. Excuse me.
What are you trying to do?
Locate where that signal is coming from.
We've tried before.
Yes, but you didn't have me to help you.
What's that?
A scanner. I may be able to use this to help locate that cult.
What does that mean?
It's very near. That's very odd.
What is it?
The signal is coming from beneath us.
The sewers?
Apparently so.
D33, make sure this place is under lockdown while we're gone. Everyone, follow the doctor.
The Doctor? I have no records of him.
That does not compute.
I'm sorry.
This cannot be the Doctor.
You know him?
The Doctor I was acquainted with will be dead by now. This human is someone else entirely.
But we still want to kill him.
No, I think not. Whoever he is, his intelligence is above that of any human. I want him brought here.
Well, this wasn't what I expected on our travels. Walking through... well, I don't want to think about it.
Good hiding places, sewers.
Why? Because everyone else has the sense not to come down here? I fail to share your enthusiasm.
Are you sure this is right, Doctor?
Definitely. Not far now, either.
Why do we trust these two? Who are they?
I don't know. The doctor seems to be getting answers, and at the moment we need them.
Now then, if I know sewers, then always be prepared for the unexpected.
Shall we see what's behind door number 1?
Good idea.
I don't believe it.
Now I wasn't expecting that.